Okie dokie. Here we have LG IM.Seed. He is the reigning Codes champion in GSL, and he won that last game in dramatic fashion against StarTale. It is IM.Seed. And up here in the top left of Antigua Shipyard, we have the new player in for StarTale. It is Squirtle.
There we have it. It's PvP time, and we mentioned before that both these teams do have a very strong Protoss component, of course, between Seed, Yonghua, and MC. They've got three of the absolute best Protoss players in the world, that is IM. StarTale's side, though, Squirtle was a guy who was dominating not too long ago, made it to a GSL Finals himself against IM MVP. Also have Parting, a guy who I kind of got behind for a long time as a very promising player. He was doing really well, top GSL Codes as well, but has fallen off a little bit in the past month or two.
Yeah, Squirtle got second place at IPL 4, obviously, to Alive, after beating Alive in one series, coming from the losers bracket, and then falling to him, and then got second place in that very next GSL. So Squirtle actually just, was it last night or 2 nights ago, he got through his Codes round of 32 group as well.
Yeah, I think it was a few nights ago, so.
Yeah. Oh, well, so actually in our carpool to work, I travel to work with Frank Fields, Miri, Nick Allen from our LOL team, James, Red Baron from our LOL team, and Buddy, one of our LOL video producers, and we go over GSL results every once in a while. We got a little bit backlogged this morning, so we did like the last 3 days.
Because yesterday was Supernova and Life got through. Then we had the day before that, it was the MVP and
not Mana, Heart.
And not MMA.
Heart
it was,
got through.
No, it was it's MVP. That's a really good player. It's another
MVP, Mana,
player.
MMA, and
who was the other Terran player in that group? Oh man, MVP. I feel so horrible right now. I know Chat's going nuts. That's the worst part.
Tasia.
But thank you. It was Tasia. Yes.
Mana versus Tasia.
We got it.
Yeah. But yeah, Squirtle got through by beating Sniper, and Buddy was heartbroken because he always picks Sniper for everything. I don't know why.
I think he just makes liking pew-pew noises. But
well, Sniper was an underdog not too long ago. So when he started winning everything, Buddy's like, yeah, my boy, Sniper. Because Buddy doesn't know very much about StarCraft, so he just does a contrarian pick. Like Frank and Nick will be like, oh, MVP 2-0. Buddy will be like, other guy 2-0. Doesn't matter. And Sniper was the first one to really make me like, wow, how did Sniper win that? And now he's, of course, just very, very well known for playing well.
Nothing really to note so far out of our builds. They've been mirrored thus far, taking second guess just as cybernetic score comes up for both our players. So it's been pretty normal stuff. We have Zealots and Stalkers coming up for both guys so far. Although he could flip that on its head. Nope, just a Stalker. Nothing to see here. Move along, move along. It's everything to be expected.
This sort of the Antigua Shipyard.
PM.
No. The Antigua Shipyard map layout still reminds me of Xel'Naga Caverns from time to time. And I just remember a lot of crazy Xel'Naga Cavern PvPs where, you know, you have one Stalker against 2 Zealots, and it all comes down to, like, the micro, like Naniwa versus Kiwikaki long time ago, Huck versus MC on Xel'Naga Caverns also. Just incredible micro battles that you see in PvP that just can't be reproduced anywhere else. It's fun to see, so I wonder if we'll get something like that here, or if we'll just have, you know, sometimes Immortals just blast through everything and win. So it's kind of tough, PvP.
Well, here we have a little bit of a difference. Robotics Facility coming out for Seed with a second gate. 2-gate Robo Expand is pretty popular on this map. Squirtle, on the other hand, a Twilight Council right away. We may be looking at quick Blink Stalkers from him.
That's right. Blink Stalkers, of course, very, very useful. It looks like Seed is kind of scouting around, making sure no pylons are anywhere that they shouldn't be. So he's doing his diligence, scouting around, even looking in that bottom left spawn. So we do have Squirtle actually already moving with a couple of units. Obviously, Seed hasn't seen it yet, but Seed actually dropping a pylon of his own to be a little bit sneaky. But Squirtle's about to arrive with some fighting units.
Yeah. There's a little bit up at the top here, and with the Sentry should be okay. An Observer is the first thing to pop out. Of course, once Chrono Boosted, it pops out very, very quickly, and an Immortal immediately started after that. And he should be able to hold this no problem, may even be able to trap a unit or two, and does. Catches not just a Zealot, but also a Stalker was forced up the top of that. And very good control keeps the Zealot alive.
I was going to say, he actually backed off a little bit and ran back in. When he ran back in, I kind of cringed. I was like, no, every unit's so valuable. You just killed a Zealot. Please don't lose your own. And then, and then he backed off, just barely got him away with 4 HP. So Seed coming up with the upper hand after that little skirmish, and his robotics finished a lot earlier. You can see that Immortal's over halfway done, and Squirtle doesn't even have his robotics facility finished yet. He will, of course, have Blink very soon, and will probably pop out that Observer first just so he can actually get that vision inside of Seed's main and blink right up that cliff. But will Seed be prepared for that? The Immortal, obviously, even if Squirtle's Stalkers jump into the main, the Immortal will just be happy to blast away at them. So it's going to be tough. It's probably going to be a couple more minutes in the game before we actually see an attack, just so you can get more units on both sides.
Squirtle does have his Observer out now, trying to pick off the Observer from Seed, but Seed is able to get away at least for the time being, and yes, just out of vision there, so Seed will be able to escape, but he gets a pretty good look at what his opponent was doing. Let's actually take a look. Yeah, he sees everything. Twilight Council, the robotics facility, 3-gate robo with an Observer. Pretty normal stuff. Squirtle looks like he's thinking about expanding behind this, though.
And he very well could. Seed already expanding in a weird spot in the top right spawn, actually. So he's got a pylon down in the bottom left spawn. He has a Nexus coming up in the top right spawn. Seed just does not want to give Squirtle any information. He doesn't want to be like, hey, I'm building my Nexus in my natural now, so you know exactly what I'm doing. He's just hiding stuff all over the place. He actually just did a warp in on the left side of the map as Squirtle's units are away from home. So something interesting could happen. That is a decent number of Stalkers there with that blink ability, though. And I don't know how he's going to get up on the high ground. He doesn't have an Observer with his Stalkers just yet.
No, in fact, yeah, it's sitting back at home for now. Already the Sentry putting down a force field up at the front, so these Zealots aren't going to really get anything done, and with Blink there, of course, they will die here momentarily. They'll get a little damage on the Stalker, but that's about it.
Yep, it looks like Squirtle is waiting for more warp-ins before he actually commits to anything. He built his own pylon just below Seed's natural second base. Not natural, unnatural.
Been there for a while. The unnatural?
His unnatural.
Is that what we're calling Proxy Expanse now, the unnatural?
Yeah, of course. Copyright Ask Joshy. Never use it again unless you want to pay me.
Unnatural.
So the Observer, all right, 25 cents.
Oh, that's it? Yeah. All right, unnatural, unnatural, unnatural.
All right, that's a lot more now. Yeah. I lost track. Just give me 20 bucks.
All right.
Yay. Okay, so Squirtle actually did have the positioning there. His Observer was all the way ready to go, and all the Stalkers just backed off. I guess he didn't like the Immortal count that he saw with all those sentries involved. Obviously, Blink lets you hop over force fields, but Immortals still are going to do crazy damage if they get in range.
All right, so Seed has, he's only producing probes one at a time right now because of the fact that he has this expansion in the top right-hand corner. That's actually going to delay his attack. So as much quicker as he had an expansion out is actually going to be countered by the fact that he's not producing probes quick enough to take complete advantage of it.
He is getting a third Nexus, though, and Squirtle thinks that he's still on one. So that could be an interesting dynamic as we continue on. Squirtle might not be inclined to expand to a third base now, or might just consider delaying it for a while. So Seed could still benefit greatly from having that hidden Nexus. The Stalker count is getting much higher now for Squirtle as this game stretches on. Supply count is still very, very similar, but Immortals obviously are the great equalizer for Seed. They're a little bit more expensive, and they do great damage against Stalkers, which Squirtle is primarily composed of. He is actually making a couple of his own Immortals now, though. And Robotics Bay is coming up now for Seed.
That's right, so maybe we'll see that familiar War of the Worlds style Colossus play. Excuse me. Probably see a Forge, hopefully from someone soon. That seems to always, just every PvP I watch, it seems to be when you move into the mid game, when you move into the late game, whoever has the upgrade advantage can just do so well. So I hope one of these guys is going to drop down a Forge soon.
Yeah, that would be probably the next logical step. Keep, you know, maxing out units as fast as you can. Obviously expanding now for Seed because he is going to be on 3 bases of random Zealot actually getting discovered and killed off there by Seed. Squirtle still, like I said, he hasn't felt inclined to actually try and expand to a third base yet. He thinks Seed is behind him in economy, actually. So he, you know, Seed's ploy is kind of working out here. But now the sort of side effect of that is Squirtle has a much larger standing army, and he's ready to go with it. He's coming on down. He's got four more Stalkers, 1 more Zealot, so not massively bigger, but still bigger nonetheless.
All right, so Squirtle, nice blink, doing a little bit of damage, but takes a little bit of damage in return. One stalker dying for each side there, though, as an Immortal pops one unit out there. So Seed, I mean, this is really going to be the game changer up here. I mean, if he can get this to continue working for a pretty long period of time, then he is actually going to be miles ahead in this game. He just needs to delay to the point where he can get enough Colossi out for it to matter.
Yeah, he also got that upgrade advantage as Forge finished first, and he also has this +1 weapons on the way, where Squirtle has not built Forge still and is just adding on more gateways. Still not inclined to take that third base probably soon, just hitting the more normal timing now for that third base to show up. And Seed knows it because he's going to go check that third base location and find nothing. So he's probably feeling pretty comfortable with that. He does have really good forces still. I'm a little concerned about this contingent of Stalkers being a little bit in over their heads as they move forward. Oh, they quick blink back, of course, as soon as he sees that. Squirtle may have been able to take advantage of that, but was not quick enough on the draw. What do we have in here? Just that Zealot that was scouting for that third base. He does pick up one probe kill before going down at least. And Seed still just sitting comfortably. Actually, both players probably sitting pretty comfortably. Squirtle just maxing out on Stalkers as quick as he can.
All right. Well, as we can see, the Colossi advantage is there for Seed at the moment. He has 2 on the field. Yeah, third just finishing up right now along with range. And range is actually going to be the kicker here because you can keep it behind the Stalkers and behind the Immortals as well. Here comes the first Colossus. It does not have range as well. The third Colossus joins actually for Seed at the moment. Squirtle was thinking about continuing to push up, may actually be doing it. This, oh man, he runs into 3 Colossi. They have not taken any damage quite yet. And great force field so far from Seed.
I see an Immortal on the left dancing around, not shooting anything. I saw an Immortal on the right, like, just move command into the others. So Squirtle's unit control could have been a little bit better, but really just totally outmatched on army size there at the end.
Yeah. All right, well, game number 5 going to Incredible Miracle, and Seed has taken 2 games in a row.